Hi guys, welcome to the podcast Time Bomb. It's your host Diamond, and today we're going to be talking about self-care and how to get yourself out of a slump. I told this before when I first started this podcast that I want this podcast to be for everyone, not just for those who have lost loved ones, because I feel like everyone can learn something or take something from this podcast, regardless if you have experienced death or not. And I feel like everyone has been in a moment or a time in their life where, they've been in a slump. They're not as motivated as they normally do. They may not go to the gym as much or, things along those lines. So we're going to be talking about that today and how to get out of this slump and things that you could do to possibly, stay out of it. So let's just jump right into this because I'm super excited to be talking about this topic today. Okay, so let me start this off by describing how I feel when I'm in like this slump or in this rut. And personally, I feel very unmotivated, uninspired. I don't want to do daily tasks. I don't want to follow my routine that I have set or that I, am in, such as like getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, walking my dog, cleaning up, editing, filming, planning content, planning podcasts, doing homework. Like I don't like that's my routine from the time I wake up to like the late evening, afternoon, or afternoon to evening. And when I'm in this rut, I don't want to follow that routine. I don't want to do my daily tasks that I have set for myself or things that I told I was going to do the next day, everything along those lines. And when I don't do those things and I, may lay in bed or may wake up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning, or I may not, edit or film a video that day, I then at the end of the day feel guilty. Like later that night, I will look back and reflect on my day and I'll be like, wow, I didn't do nothing. Wow, I have 20 things on my to-do list and I barely got one thing done. And then I would get mad and angry at myself and I'm like, oh my God, like that's why I'm not where I want to be, and that's why I need to do better, and I would be super hard on myself. And then for me being super hard on myself, I would then go and be like, okay, tomorrow you're not going to do this. Tomorrow you're going to wake up at 6:30. You're going to set your alarm now. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to come back. You're going to walk your dog. You're going to have this most wonderful breakfast with your coffee. You're going to film. You're going to edit. You're going to plan the podcast. You're going to do homework. You're going to go out on a run. You're going to run your errands. You're going to go grocery shopping. Like, I would fill my day to the point where it was unrealistic for me to get all of these things done in just that day. Like that was just unrealistic. And then when that morning came around, the next day, it's 6:30. I don't want to get out of bed. I feel like, oh, I can't do this. No, I snoozed the alarm. Eventually, I just turned the alarm off altogether because I'm not getting up at 6:30. I'm not going to the gym when I get up. I'm not walking my dog right when I get up. I'm not going for a run. I'm not going to the grocery store. I'm not running all these errands that I said I was going to run the next day because I don't feel like it. That's not what I want to do. So I'm not going to do it. And then I'll be put back into this cycle where later that day, I look at my to-do list and it's getting longer because obviously I haven't done anything in 2 days. And now I'm angry at myself again. And then I just keep adding and adding onto this to-do list. And then I go in and be, okay, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's going to be the day. And I try to hype myself up. And that day never happens, like ever happens. But as time went on, I started to realize like, this is very unhealthy. This is very toxic. And then I also started to realize that I'm in these ruts or in these slumps longer than what I need to be because I'm setting unrealistic goals for myself. I'm setting unrealistic time frames for myself to get all of these things done. A lot of things that I do, a lot of things that I have on the list are things that take 45 minutes to hours on end to do. It doesn't take me 10 minutes to film a video. It doesn't take me 10 minutes to edit. That's an hour, 2.5 hour process. So having 20 things on your to-do list and the stores close at 6 or 8 o'clock at night, baby, I'm not going to get done everything I need to get done. And another thing I had to learn is it's okay to not have a productive day. They're normal. We need to normalize not being on hustle, work every day, all day. And I had to learn being in that type of mindset is not sustainable. It's not sustainable for 365 days. There's no way. And you may be able to sustain that type of lifestyle, that type of routine for weeks or even a couple months on end, but you can't sustain that type of lifestyle or that type of routine for a year. There's no way. It doesn't matter if you tell me you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's always still going to be things that need to be done. Now, another thing I had to realize is it's because it's okay for me to be in these ruts or in these stages where I feel uninspired, I feel unmotivated, I don't want to do anything. I had to give myself a deadline, which requires a lot of discipline, but I had to give myself a deadline that unfortunately I'm not the type of person that's like, okay, I had an unproductive day today, but tomorrow's going to be my day. That's not who I am. I needed at least 2 to 3 days to have my time to figure out and process everything that's going through my head and have those times to, sleep in a little bit later and, maybe not go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning or maybe not go to the gym at all. I have to give myself those times because in my head, I'm working myself up until that deadline comes. So if I give myself, today's Monday, and I tell myself, okay, by Thursday morning, when the alarm goes off, you better be up, you better be walking your dog, you better be going to the gym, you better be doing what you have to do. So I'm working myself up that Monday and that Tuesday and that Wednesday. That on Thursday, it's grind, it's grind, it's grind, it's hustle, it's hustle, it's hustle. And once I was able to set that time frame or that type of mindset for myself, it ended up being a way like more healthier, mindset, and I'm not as hard on myself because I'm like, okay, Diamond, give yourself some time, do what you gotta do, and then come Thursday, you give yourself time and you can come back to your normal routine, your normal schedule. Now, what I will say is I'm not just sitting on my phone during those days where I'm unproductive, just scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube. No, I take time during those days to focus on myself, better myself, help my mental state. So for me personally, I like to color. So I'll color, but coloring is not something that I can fit in my schedule every day. My schedule's too busy for that. I can't sit down and color and throw a movie on for an hour and a half. I just can't do that. That's impossible. So I like to color. That helps me mentally. I like to journal. I still watch YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I still do watch YouTube. I still do spend extra time on my phone throughout the day. But I like to read. I like to do other little things during the day. Go outside, get fresh air, go to the walk, like go on a walk, like little stuff to still make sure that I'm still bettering myself. So come Thursday or come that day that I set for myself to be productive again, I feel refreshed. I feel relief. Some people I know do like at-home spa days or take a bath, facials, all these things. Do what you have to do that makes you feel better about yourself, but you also need to unwind and release and everything along those lines. So since I take those time or I take those days in that time to give myself a break, when I come back, I got 120 ideas where that day I first was in that run, I didn't have no ideas. I didn't have any content I knew what to film, or I didn't know where to start with the homework assignment or anything along those lines. And giving yourself those days has definitely helped me personally. Now, another thing that helps me get back into this productive stage or get back to a productive day or a productive routine is I like to set to-do lists and I make it very realistic. Some people do that block timing. Sometimes that I do that, but most of the time that just does not work for my schedule because my schedule is very unpredictable with working, with school, with editing. Sometimes editing takes me 3.5 hours. Sometimes it takes me 5. Miami traffic is another issue. So I can get off at work at 2 p.m., but I think I'm going to get home at 2:30. I don't get home till 2:50. Like things like that. So I don't do that, but I do like to keep, a realistic routine. So for me, a realistic routine is I wake up between 6:30, 7 o'clock, no later than 7:30. I get up, I check my emails, I check like homework assignments, I check my school group chats. I don't go on Instagram. For the most part, I'm really not on my phone. I check those emails and check like messages that I received during the night, and then I leave my phone in the room. Sometimes I journal, sometimes I read, or sometimes I just go make a cup of coffee. Once I already like kind of got my morning routine, 30 minutes, 40 minutes have passed where I've just relaxed, no technology, I'll come back, get my phone, and I start writing my to-do list of things that I have to get done. So whether that means homework, whether that means filming, whether that means editing, whether that means recording a podcast, I do what I have to do. Now, when I say I don't overpack my days, I genuinely do not overpack my days. I can't film, edit, record a podcast, and edit the podcast, well, do the graphics for the podcast all in one day, because those things take me a lot of time. So when it comes to things that take me a lot of time, I literally just do two things. I keep two things that I'm like, okay, these two things are going to take me at least 2.5 hours to do. Those are my two things that are my main goals that I have to get done today. And then I like to add in my other things, like, okay, let me run to Target or Walmart to get the dog food, or little things along those lines. So let me go run and get gas so I'm not running late tomorrow. Let me pick out an outfit. Like little things like that that don't require as much time for me, I do like to add those into my day. And that's pretty much how I make sure I have a to-do list to go on and be a productive day. Along with having a productive day, or how to create a productive day, for me personally, I love to go to the gym. So I like to schedule my gym time. Sometimes, honestly, I used to be a gym morning person, but not anymore. But I do like to go to the gym, so I know by this time I need to be done with all my work. And that comes into talking about balance. And I feel like having a balance in your life between work and school and creating content and whatever else you have going on in your life is very, very important to help you not go into as many slumps and ruts multiple times throughout the month, multiple times throughout the years, because having that balance helps and protects you from going into those slumps. And that's what I started to realize. I used to be that person that would wake up at 7:30, film, edit, do this, do that, like take these photos, do all these things I have to do. And then I would work. So I got up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, but then I would continue working on homework, on creating content or editing content for you guys to like 12 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I would do it all over again. That is very, very unhealthy. So I had to give myself a time where I'm like, at 7:30, I'm done. I'm not doing any more work. I'm chilling. I'm going to eat. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to read. I'm going to take a bath, go to the shower, go to the gym, walk the dog, whatever I have to do. I know that by a certain time, I'm done. Now, if I do have to upload a video at 8 o'clock at night and I said I'm done at 7 today, I would make sure everything for that video is already done. So all I need to do is sign on and press publish. And that's it. I make an Instagram story, super quick, super simple, but I'm not going to go in and be adding the description and captions and hashtags and, trying to make the thumbnail and edit this photo, edit that video. I'm not doing all that, because that was during the day. So having that balance, I have personally seen a very positive impact, because I'm not having as many burnouts as I'm normally having, or that I normally used to have. And I feel like that is a major thing. And I feel like another way to get out of a slump or get out of a rut is get out the house, do something, hang out with your friends, be active. And I am notorious. I'm a homebody. I don't think people know that about me. I'm definitely a homebody. I love to be at home. I love to be at home with my dog, especially now that I have a dog. But it's also very important to still get out the house and see the sun, see the clouds, like hear the birds chirp, something, car noises, anything. And ever since I started like making sure I get out the house at least once or twice out of the day, has helped me extremely, because I'm the type of person that I get dressed, I get up, and once I'm out of the house, I'm like, okay, well, what else can I do? Let me do this, let me do that. And that helps me get out of that funk, get out of that creative rut again, because now I am seeing other people out and about during their day. Because sometimes when you're in your house or you're in your room all day long, all you see is those 4 or 5 walls in your room or in your house. You're not seeing other people. You're not coming in contact with other people. You're not seeing other people that you don't know. I can go to Target and see 20 people that I have no idea. Everyone lives their own life, but seeing those people or seeing certain signs or doing certain things personally, it inspires me more to go and come back and be like, okay, I just came back from Target. Dang, okay, let me put the groceries up. Okay, well, let me clean the dishes since I'm in the kitchen. And that is just like, that's what starts it, and then it just keeps going and going and going. So I feel like getting out the house and doing something, even if you're hanging out with your friends or you hang out by yourself, like that definitely helps. I have been obsessed with going swimming recently. I don't know what it is. My apartment has a pool, but I've been obsessed with going swimming. So I've been going swimming like once out of the week, maybe every other week at max. But I've been obsessed with going swimming, and then I'll go swimming, and then, or sometimes going swimming is the motivation for me. I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and just edit this, because you guys know when you go swimming or you play in water, you're gonna be tired. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go do everything I have to do so that I can go swimming and I can have fun and I can tan and I can lay out and, mind my business and hang out and not have to worry about, oh, I gotta get back upstairs. Oh my God, I gotta edit this, I gotta do this. And that helps. That genuinely helps. Or even going out with your friends. If I know I'm about to be out with my friends and my friends want to hang out at 12:30, 2 o'clock, and I got a homework assignment due at 6 o'clock or midnight, I'm not going to wait until I come back, because I don't know how long I'm going to be out for. So having obligations or having, a reason to get out the house forces me to get done what I have to get done. And that also helps me not go into a rut or not go into a slump, if that makes sense. So those are just some tips and tricks that I have learned, and those was just some of my personal experiences that I experienced. And I do want to say though, being in a slump, being like a rut or unmotivated and all these things is normal, is 100% fine. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself time to process these emotions, process these feelings and these thoughts that are going through your mind. It's normal. We're human. We're meant to feel this feeling. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. But yeah, we're just talking about taking care of yourself, guys. Just take care of yourself. Make sure self-care is a priority for you, because it's not only for your body but for your mind too. But I'll see you guys next Sunday. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Bye, guys.